For me, I set a challenge to balance at least a mile every day of the Balance Marathon week because I try to keep the consistency. Because also with the mental health, it's not something that happens, let's say, once in a week. It is unfortunately a long term process, and the consistency is a key, I think. And that's why I try to push my limits to balance every day during this week.
What I really enjoy about balancing is that it's just not possible to not be in the very present moment. It slows you down and yet kind of forces you to just think about and focus on the very next step. And when you're struggling with your mental health, you might not be able to see the very next step or actually do the very next step. You're not balancing just with your feet or just with your arms, you're balancing with your whole body, and as soon as you, maybe just one hand is reaching out too far away from the center, you lose balance. So it's also in life important to integrate all the parts.
As a microcosm for other things in life, there are certainly many parallels. In these parallels, I can find connection and a direction for my thoughts. Or the beautiful opposite of this, and that is to be able to disconnect and to not have an overly crowded mind. When it comes to training, balancing can help me prepare for more movement. It can help me engage proprioceptively, initiate a bit of zeal, or simply be a great way to actively recover between bouts of exertion.
I'm fortunate to have fairly robust mental health, but I do have terrible balance. My struggling to complete 1 clean kilometre balance has provided me with some slight insight into the struggles of people who face challenges every day due to mental health.
After more than a year of this pandemic situation, I could still feel this community spirit. I was very grateful for this touching for me, and also provided kind of consolation and hope that it's better again in the future.
It felt like connecting to others around the globe, as well as being able to explore a positive message that has a lot of strength behind it, a lot of depth, even without the presence of people from across the globe. Having a goal beyond the performance of, balancing on a rail, for example, was also quite energy giving, and the event idea itself gave great ammunition for answering the classic inquiries and comments of passers-by. The sorts of questions we have: what are you doing? Or wow, that's impressive. Tell me more about it. And of course, it was just pure fun to do it, and it was a really positive way to engage with the object itself and to bring some focus to myself and the people around.
One of the highlights of my balancing is at the end of the third day of balancing, after I finished. I cannot walk normally because I was somehow overfitted to rail walking. But after a few hundred meters, I was okay again. But it was a really remarkable experience.
It can be a tool to help someone who possibly feels as if they don't have something they can contribute, as if they don't have the skills or the strength. It can help them realize that it certainly and actually is possible. And because it's so scalable, anything that they can do to help is useful.
At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, I have to admit it was pretty lonely. I really didn't see anybody, didn't really get out much. But after I found slacklining, that kind of all changed. It gave me something to kind of focus on and gave me a reason to really go outside again. Just because of that, it has given me a new appreciation for balance and just balancing in general, just because of how much it's helped me with my own mental health in the past year. I think balance is something that is amazing for people to have in their lives, and something that I believe can help anybody.
Focusing on the whale, but all my thoughts all my worries, I mean, they don't go away, but they just are not present in this moment when I'm balancing. I just see the way. I just take one step, another step, another step, but I don't think about this and that and these things in my life, which worry me every day. Some kind of meditation, but I really like it. It brings a bit of peace into my mind.
That's why I also think about courage when I think about parkour and mental health in the same sentence. Yeah, you not just look away or pass by the obstacle. You dare to deal with it. You dare to look at it and engage with it, train with it, and maybe even overcome it. Yeah, that's brave.
Having a physical practice that encapsulates so much depth and that crosses over into so many avenues of philosophy, of developing positive habits and constant challenge is a priceless thing. And parkour has without a doubt been able to provide this for me. And it's definitely one of the reasons why I feel happy to share what it can be with people.
Maybe on a not even conscious but subconscious level supported my road to recovery the years after this crisis. And that's the experience of that something apparently impossible is made possible.
That the classic motto of parkour, so to speak, etre fort for etre utile, as well as etre et dura, certainly has many forms. This challenge, this event, has reminded me again that there are different forms of these mottos and values we hold in high regard. And these can be anything small to large, it can be physical to mental, and to show that it is important to stay on the journey, to keep walking the path, and how important that is compared to the end result. Of course, there are times for end results, but being able to self-regulate, self-motivate, and develop the journey itself, it sounds cliche, but it really is true to appreciate being on the path.
A movement that seems not measurable at all in the very first moment, but then with patience and dedication and repetition and training and trust, sometimes you can actually do it. This is just overwhelming, and this is just great, and it's also kind of magic.
When you think of parkour, ADD in the same sentence as mental health, what do you think? I think yes, and that they can absolutely be put in the same sentence. More that a person can experience the depth and the subtleties of parkour and ADD, the more it can be seen as a way to help with mental health. It's a physical practice in which a person can move about, they can explore, and they can learn with right guidance and with a bit of patience, insights, that they can essentially embody virtue. Stay on the move.